Prime Minister declares state of public emergency for St. Catherine, positions Jamaica to take advantage of opportunities in free zones, and announces preparation plans for the hurricane season. You're watching Jamaica House Weekly. I'm Jermalee Nelson. Prime Minister Andrew Holness was in St. James for the 8th staging of the World Free Zones Organization Annual International Conference and Exhibition ACE. Mr. Holness said the island's location at the intersection of international trade routes and having the world's 7th largest natural harbor were assets that would be leveraged to place the country as the 4th global logistics node, comparable to Singapore, Dubai, and Rotterdam.
At the summit of the Americas in Los Angeles, I met with most of the world leaders of this hemisphere and heard from the Inter-American Development Bank how nearshoring and friendly shoring will attract more than $78 billion of new investments and exports, which will create more than 4 million direct jobs. Needless to say, Jamaica is actively positioning itself to take advantage of this new wave of investment projected for the region.
At the June 13 to 17 conference, the Prime Minister witnessed the signing of documents to establish the Global Alliance of Special Economic Zones. The agreement seeks to drive the modernization of these zones across the world and maximize their contribution to the UN Sustainable Development Goals. Back in Kingston on Wednesday, the Prime Minister chaired the National Disaster Risk Management Council meeting. While discussing plans for the 2022 Atlantic hurricane season, Mr. Holness urged the various stakeholders to be prepared for the period. High priority areas include shelters, drains, evacuation routes, and drought management. At the same time, Mr. Holness urged citizens to heed the warnings and evacuation orders given by local authorities.
We ask our citizens to think carefully about the possibility that they could be marooned. There could be a disaster that impacts them and their family and their property, and it would require them to move at short notice or to relocate, and they should be mentally prepared for this.
The Met Service predicts another above-normal hurricane season, with 21 named storms and 6 to 10 hurricanes, including 3 to 6 major hurricanes that are Category 3 and above. While at the National Disaster Risk Management Council meeting, Prime Minister Andrew Holness promised to act decisively to quell the upsurge in violence in Spanish Town, St. Catherine. Mr. Holness was reacting to a June 15 incident in the busy market area of the town, which resulted in the death of 3 persons and the injuring of several others.
The level of organized criminal activity there is a national emergency. I do not have the luxury to be dithering on these matters anymore. We have to act on it. After careful consideration and review of the current crime situation, His Excellency, the Governor General, has declared a state of public emergency for the parish of St. Catherine.
Prime Minister Holness staying true to his promise made on Wednesday by declaring a state of public emergency for the entire parish of St. Catherine Friday morning. Mr. Holness said government could not allow guns, gangs, and dons to overrun the Jamaican state or for citizens to normalize violence in the society. By Friday afternoon, the Prime Minister was in Trelawney to open the Long Pond Distillery. The facility, which was gutted by fire in 2018, is now back to full production. He says the rebuilt facility is a show of confidence in Jamaica as a prime destination for investments.
Today, the Long Pond Distillery is more efficient and modern. Today, the Long Pond Distillery is providing more jobs. Today, the Long Pond Distillery is investing in the community.
While in Trelawney on Friday, the Prime Minister traveled to Wakefield, where he handed over a 3-bedroom dwelling to Brenda Grant. The house is the latest to be delivered under the new social housing program, NSHIP. It was built at a cost of $6.5 million over a 6-week period. Mr. Holness says the NSHIP will issue 100 units to indigent families by August.
Already, we have built 73 such units between this year and last year. The bulk of them being this year. We have improved the process and the system. So now we will be able to deliver at least 1 or 2 houses every week, if not more. So you're going to tired to see my face.
Back in Kingston on Friday evening, Mr. Holness attended the inaugural Cecil Cooper Foundation Scholarship Launch at Exhibition. Eligible final year students attending the Edna Manley College of the Visual and Performing Arts will be able to access full scholarships each year. 4 to 6 first-year students will also benefit from bursaries. Earlier in the week, the Prime Minister met with subcontractors attached to the Harbourview to Port Antonio leg of the Southern Coastal Highway Improvement Project. Mr. Holness received updates on ongoing infrastructure works on the project and discussed timelines on the implementation, management, and completion. And that's it for Jamaica House Weekly. Be sure to join us again next time for more news stories coming out of the Office of the Prime Minister.